introduce a representative, in fact a professor from the Technical University of Kenya, professor on design and creative media, that is DDCM, and he's going to speak about design for sustainable packaging. At this time, let me introduce Professor J.P. Odoj, Pedo. Welcome, sir.
Should I have come here earlier?
You should have.
So to move the slide forward,
Yeah,
down one,
then on, yeah,
the down one.
yeah. Then remember, it goes off very fast. So
So I have to keep
yeah.
keep my hand on it.
So there it is. So you only use the arrow keys.
Good afternoon. I think after listening to the good presentations I witnessed this morning and early afternoon, I'm somewhat intimidated to speak. The gentleman who introduced me didn't make it any better because he used big words like professor. Let's for a moment forget that I'm a professor of design. Can we just share this as people? And as a way of introduction, I would like to say we are two in this presentation. My partner is not here. I was warned that this thing goes off very quickly. My partner is not here, but I'm doing the presentation on our two behalves. And by way of introduction, I wanted to say the problems of design were well illustrated today. And I'm not going to follow the path that was given by WPO, World Packaging Organization. I want to take the position of the user. That is where I'm driving my debate with you this afternoon. The position of the user was well illustrated twice, I think, today. One time when a lady was asked to open the bottle in, was it 1 minute or was it 1 second? I think she did it in 9 seconds. Even then, she did not succeed until somebody came and did the job. I think the person who came was a very well-informed user. Can I use the word very well-educated user? That's why she was able to do the job. Let's look at that for a moment, because what does it mean? Does it mean that your packaging will be in the hands of people or users who are well-educated? Maybe not. I also do remember that the presenter said the packaging has to be direct. Was it something like that? How many times do we hate it when it is direct? I want us to think about those two in the context of the user. Finally, and by way of introduction, we were served some, is it food in the morning for breakfast? How many people enjoyed the food and the drink? All of us? I had a terrible time reaching my food. What I mean is that it was very difficult for me to access the, both the, was it banana bread and sausage, and the other one was what? Samosa. So I dug in my hand. I was not too sure what I would get, but I got all of them. It was difficult. Afterwards, I had to look for something to clean my hands, and I kept on struggling and struggling. I want you to listen to yourself in respect to that, and if you were the user and that product was sold to you and not given to you, what would have been your response? So in this context, I will start talking about the user, and it will come over again and again, simply because I don't want to repeat what my colleagues said earlier in their presentation. What we are looking at is culture-driven packaging. And this culture-driven packaging has to do with the user, because in many cultures, packaging was the object, was the outcome, was the product of culture, cultural practices, cultural norms, and all that is to do with culture. I don't know whether this pointer will help you see. On the first one, do you see the pointer? No? Okay. We see Japanese packaging, packaging driven by Japanese culture. Why did I choose Japanese? Because I think Japanese are the most, or the less aggressive, perhaps, nations in the world. They come around with their Toyota and other brand names, and they sell without rubbing you wrong. And recently, I've seen many debates against the West, against China, and so on and so on. So I chose Japanese. Japanese packaging has developed along the line of culture. In that sense, it has a character. In that sense, if I were doing marketing, I would say it has a character that will drive the customer towards you, the consumer towards the product, the consumer or the one who is looking through the shelves toward the shelf where these packages are likely to be. We also have, just a minute, there is something interfering here. We also have examples of culture-driven packaging from within Kenya. We have two examples of Turkana-developed packages. These two containers are used by products that are consumed by the Turkana themselves. Some artist, Magdalene Oduno, has attempted, I did not say that she was influenced by, has attempted to develop her art along the line of some of these containers. This is the one which is in the middle. If you can see the pointer, it is right in the middle there, between the Maasai packaging and the Turkana packaging. She's a very well-renowned Kenyan artist throughout the world. I think it is very difficult to buy one of her pieces. I once rang her and asked if I could buy one of the pieces. She said, oh yes. I asked, how much is it? She gave me the figure, and I backed down. It was difficult to buy it. I want to spend a little bit of time on the Maasai packaging. The Maasai packaging is reusable, and we heard about reduction of waste today, so it reduces waste. It's biodegradable because it is made out of calabash wood, and that degenerates quickly when it is disposed. You can recycle it. In other words, you can make a cup, a drinking cup from it afterwards, and it is indeed user-centric. I need to mention this because somebody will one of these hours ask me, so what about Maasai packaging vis-a-vis health? We really have to remember whether it is germs, viruses, that those objects have their own minds. That the virus will not kill you if it knows, technology. Is there someone around? It's not moving. Protected view. Oh, so we are here. We are here. Somebody will ask me whether Maasai, I think I got it. Maasai form of packaging is healthy, and I would say yes, because the germs, the viruses that have to do with this packaging have their own minds, and they know that if they kill the host, they too will die. So this is the sort of thing that I would really want to argue for. And I think the future of sustainable packaging lies in revisiting traditional forms of packaging, the more culturally driven forms of packaging. And this is what I wanted to bring to this meeting and say, when all is said and done, we need to look at our own old traditional forms of packaging and try to interrogate them, research on them, and hope we'll get something new. In fact, I heard that we have big problems with importing materials for packaging. Perhaps plastic stands at 100%. Paper stands at a sizable percent. I think pan paper came down because of lack of supply materials, and so on and so on. Maybe a look at this could let us get to grips with lack of materials, as it were. Now, user-centered packaging, this is not traditional packaging anymore, but user-centered packaging can be seen in a number of ways. The first one is opening, and ease of opening and to access the product is not the only consideration for user-centered packaging. It's only one, and there are many other examples. In the center, we see a product which is very well developed in terms of the user, but the packaging is a lot of problems. I don't know how many of you have had the experience to open mouses in those thickly developed plastic packages. Many times I've had to use a pair of scissors, and even then it was very difficult to get into it. So for me, I'm not looking at any specific mouse, any specific brand of mouse, because I might be accused of damaging the market for these particular products. But what I'm saying here is that the package is a very, very difficult outfit. On the extreme right, if your right is my right, is ease of accessing a product with certain kinds of cover. And on the bottom left is really a style, lifestyle, if you like it, picnic type of lifestyle, where you can open your product very easily and get into it. I wish this had happened to me this morning when I got my breakfast served to me where I was seated. Let me get into a little bit of thinking about design. There are many approaches to design. I asked a question today that how easy is it to practice design as was given by WPO? I want to say here that it is very difficult. Difficult because we designers have different approaches, and we love our own approaches and we don't like what other people are going to give us. That is one of the most difficult things about design. In any case, there are very many people who do not essentially understand design. Many parts of Kenya today still think that design is about drawing. I can tell you that drawing is only a very small part of design. In any case, what I'm telling you about now is a new or a relatively new development, a new direction design. Is it design thinking, as it were? In design thinking, the first thing you must do after you have got your task given to you is to empathize. Empathize means search on the user, understand the user before you can design. With that understanding, you can now define your problem. You analyze what you have collected and ideate. Ideate is where many people come into contact with designers most of the time. I have this problem, can you give me some ideas? That is ideation. Make a prototype, but test, usability testing. Many of us test the strength of material. Many of us test how successfully do we in the market. Many of us test all these other things, but I'm saying test usability, how the user will respond to your packaging. If not happy, repeat. Oops, am I lost? It's not moving again. Oh, it's moving on me, but I don't know why. Can you see that? It's not moving?
It's not moving yet.
Is it moving now?
Should be able to move now. Jeremy, come. So we can get to move it because it's stuck on our one slide. Can you play?
Sorry.
No. So you're on slide number. You're here.
Yes. I think I pretty much finished here. I would like to emphasize bottles, glass bottles. I really would like to emphasize that, because in many years of my life in Nairobi, I've seen bottles reduce in use every time. We used to buy beer in bottles, but recently I've seen people buy beers in plastic cans. And I think for that reason of sustainability, I would think of glass bottles over and over again and again. While I'm on this, I think the main fear for not so eco-friendly packaging has to do with chemical content. A lot of pollution is coming from that. Lack of biodegradability, and essentially the removal of materials. I think one of the key things about sustainability is leaving very little trace of what you have done. And this is essentially eco-friendly. I think this topic was covered, and I'll be very quick about it. My last slide, and this is fairly different from the other presentations that I've seen. I want to think about evolution and revolution in packaging. Essentially, I'm interrogating the future of packaging in Kenya. If we are going to do this, then we need to change our attitudes and even taste. In the past, we used to drink, we go to a restaurant and drink from, is it Chinaware cups? Today, we are drinking from something else. In addition, we would like to drink while seated in our cars instead of being served in the restaurant. I think this is a lifestyle, this is a matter of taste, and we may want to re-examine that as a way of making packaging sustainable in Kenya. We need to look at new markets or new niches. When I was having lunch, one of my friends, new friends rather, told me about packaging of honey. And I said, that is very, very exciting. But who comes from Meru here? Anybody from Meru here? So I can tell you a lie and get away with it. That's good. In Meru, a lot of cabbage is wasted. It does not get to Nairobi. It doesn't get to anybody. They produce so much that it is wasted. I think this is the kind of new niche that I'm talking about. Who comes from the lake here? One person plus a half. The packaging of fish. Fish comes here in very interesting styles, including the fish that is coming from China. Very interesting styles. Before it gets to Nairobi, it is spoiled. And when it gets here, you still have to dig your hands into the big container in order to get your fish. This is the kind of new niche that I'm thinking about. And I can go on and go on with many examples. I also think that we need to look at changes in materials, packaging materials. We really need to look at that if we are going to have a future for packaging in this country. And most importantly, I think we need to have packaging industry connect with education in this country. I think many of the people for the first time now know that there are universities who are interested in connecting with industries. Am I wrong? I think this is the fundamental. Why do I think connecting with education will be more sustainable? Because the future of packaging is in the children that we educate. They are the ones who are going to take over from us, and I think we better respect that for now. This is what I wanted to bring to this meeting. Eventually, I think we'll need to look at new techniques, robotics, artificial intelligence, the fourth revolution, and so on and so on. All of these are academics, but please forgive us if we are academic. We want to work with you, and thank you for inviting us for this meeting. Can I have my 4 colleagues stand up so that you can look at them more squarely? Mr. Mutune, please. Can you stand up so that they look at you, Mr. Mutune, Winnie, and Chanzu? These are my 4 colleagues. Just look at them. If I've not said anything, these are your connection with academics in Kenya. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. I think I bring this. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I have no answer. Let me take a stab. When I say I have no answer, I imply there is no one and only answer to the question you have asked. Am I clear? So that is the beginning. When I say take a stab, I'm proposing what might help address your concern. By that, I'm also inviting all of us to supplement. Is that okay? I want to start by disagreeing with what I see happening in the industry. In industry, we are driven by the market. In fact, not even the market, we are driven by the profit margin. A manufacturer will go about manufacturing, hoping that they will raise a big profit margin and perhaps become rich, where to be rich means having more money in the pocket. Packaging is invited to participate in that making of profit. The issue here, the drive is profit. So we need to start by disagreeing with that. So if we put the user up front, I will define the user now because I didn't. I heard the consumer this morning. I heard, I think, something like customer this morning. I heard many other things that also mean user. So can I put all of this into the word user? Very dangerous thing to do, but let me do it, please, because it will help me look at your question more critically than I would have done if I did not include it. So what I would have asked of us now, start the journey from the user. I'm making this product. Who is going to use it? How is he going to use it? Of what background is the user? Is he going to enjoy? I think if we started there, packaging would fall in place. If the user has the habit of throwing this in the backyard and there is no city council to collect the garbage, do we not have to think that something has to happen to make that disappear? Otherwise, the house will be swallowed in the heap of garbage. So I think we can do well to start with the user, whether we are manufacturing the product or we are taking the product to the market for someone to buy and then use it at home. This would be my appeal, but again, I don't have the only one answer to your question. I have proposed an answer to your question. Anybody else want to propose an answer? This is my presentation for all of us, not just me alone. Does anybody have anything to add? But I thank you for the question, please. I thank you for the question. So I came from the position of user, and I could give you many examples, as it were. Did anybody give the example of yogurt this morning? Yeah. Every time I buy yogurt and eating, I want to open that pack and lick it. From the lid? Yes. No, not just from there. Just open it and do something. How much do we waste in terms of the product that is left? My wife did some study of oil. You know how the engine oil that they put in the car? There's a lot of wastage in that respect. Again, the user, the buyer, I'm the one who is running the car, I'm the one who is using that product. I would have wished to have the last drop, because nowadays it costs so much money to buy those sort of products. I hear that Kenya is in a bad economic situation, so I would like to say I would want the last drop, as it were. So please let us start with the user. I am willing to answer more questions.
Just one comment.
Yes.
I think the Professor Deutsch has raised some thought-provoking issues. First of all, let me say that packaging traditionally was a silent salesman. He's a quiet man. You only see him on the shelf. But now he has started talking and roaring. He's now starting to roar on the shelf. And it has been very secluded, been out there in the cold. But now it is starting to engage. During our time when we were doing packaging, we were not supposed to talk too much. You see us on the shelf, silent salesman. But now we are coming out like this. And I'm very happy and delighted that we are engaging industry. We are engaging academia. And the manufacturers are coming out. They will talk to you. You'll talk to them. Obviously, the profit motive is there. Unfortunately, that is the reality, that the companies are in business to make money, but not at any cost. They want to make money so that they can participate in the social economics, but they are aware that they have a responsibility to society, and they will be participating in matters that will help. But right now at the development desk, one of the issues is users. Users are starting to come into the equation to make sure that the pack that I come with is user friendly, if I may use that term. And the users are changing all the time. Some users are babies. They need to get to your packs. You have seen some packages which are for babies and they can't be opened. Or some elderly people are changing. Like in the markets that we are aiming at, people are aging. Sometimes they can't open the packs or read the labels. So things are changing. So now there is a component that we call market research. Before you do a pack, we do a market research. We get people, we sample them, and then we do what are called focus groups. We get a couple of people and say, look, we want to put this pack on the market. Give us your feedback. So, Prof, we are starting to hear, and we shall be engaging. And we are for the first time in the history of this country, we have professors and high level of academia in our country to be part of this conversation, and it can only get better. Thank you very much.
Thank you. try co-designing, if that will help. Try co-designing, meaning a lot of us in your design team, including users, potential users. No doubt, users change, and that's the maggot in designing. It is the maggot in designing because it can make the difference between failing and succeeding. So that's very true. But if you research users so frequently, you will catch up with new users, different users, as it were. Again, this is your meeting. It is not mine. Thank you very much for inviting us. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're going to get it done shortly. And for those who've been counting, I've been loaded again now. And we're going to move very fast into the next presentation. But just before we do that, it is now 13. Let's go. Ta, 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 ta. For Prof, let's go. Ta, ta, 1, ta, ta, 2, ta, ta, 3, ta, ta, 4, ta, ta, 5, ta, ta, 6, ta, ta, ta. Thank you very much. All right, all right. Our next speaker is going to get ready shortly. We have to continue with the energy all the way to the end, isn't it? All right, I want to introduce him like this. He is Pramod Tiwari. He comes from Avri, Denison, Kenya, PVT Limited. He's a senior sales manager, all right, in Eastern West Africa. His particular presentation is going to be on empowering the labeling industry with more sustainable packaging. Fantastic. As we get his stage set ready, he's already moving, so he can actually get his presentations done. Let's move to the impossible, as we have Pramod set his stage. I'm fully loaded, and I've got presents. Now let's talk about impossible packaging. You think it's not, but it is. I've got two gentlemen on the audience here. All your eyes on this gentleman, as we have Pramod get his stage ready. I want to give you a present. Here it is. I'm going to give you a present. Here it is. Okay. Now, cameras on the two gentlemen. You can stand up. Thank you very much. That is milk. It's a very beautiful design. It has been like that for all the time that we know it. All right? I've given you that milk as a present. I've got one challenge for you, gentlemen. Everybody should watch. Thank you very much. One challenge for you, gentlemen. You have 1 minute to drink that milk. But remember, you are people with disability. In this sense, you do not have teeth. All right? That is it. Because milk is for everybody. Okay? So now I want you to pretend you do not have teeth. The only thing you have is hands. In fact, I want you to pretend you are 102 years old. Apparently, milk is very good for the bones, isn't it? So you got to take it. All right. So, 1 minute as we wait for Pramod to set up, starting now. Let's go. Drink the milk. 59. 57. Let's do this. 56. Let's do this. Please drink the milk, gentlemen. 55. Let's do this. 59. Let's do this. 30, do not spill. If you spill, you lose. Do not spill. If you spill, you lose. 45. 30, do not spill. If you spill, you lose. You spill, you lose. 50, you spill, you lose. 25, one gentleman is already done, already lost. You spill the milk. Let's keep on with the challenge. 25 seconds left. All right, let's keep on with the challenge. You got to keep on trying. You can't give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. You cannot give up. 18. You can't give up. Keep on trying. Spill the milk. Spill the milk. So the question is quite simple then, gentlemen. If you got the manufacturers for this milk, imagine, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them to simplify it.
Simplify.
Yes.
Simple, precise. What would you tell them?
Maybe use a simple material.
Simple material.
Yeah.
For packaging.
For packaging.
Isn't it?
Yeah. little bit hard even to open the package. Yeah.
Simplified, simple material, make the package simple. But you love the design. Fantastic design, isn't it? But in terms of practicability, zero. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We keep on moving like this. I still have impossible packaging coming up next. For now, let our focus be on the stage. We do have Pramod ready to take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's not very easy to do a presentation after lunch. And even top of that, opening the packaging and drinking milk. Okay, my name is Pramod Tiwari, and I'll be talking today about empowering the labeling industry with more sustainable solutions. Moving to next slide. Okay, can we connect? Maybe I'll do the presentation from here. Okay. Give us a second. Just connect it. So
Every time you want to change, signal them the right there.
okay, this one. Thanks. So I'll be talking today about evidence and overview, pressure-sensitive label market trend, evidence and sustainability, evidence and think thin, interactive packaging, and next step and actions. So just to give you a brief about Everydenition, Stand Every invented world's first label, self-adhesive label as a way to merchandise object. Over past 85 years, we have grown from one bright idea into the global Fortune 500 corporation. We have a video to run. This will give an idea about Everydenition as an organization. Can we run the video from there?
The video now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're running the video now.
I have, but they can do it from there.
For over 8 decades,
With world population growing to 8 billion people, natural resources have come.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause as the faces of the award then take a seat. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Here's the thing though. We got a couple of minutes left. 30 minutes to be precise. We only have 30 minutes. And this is how we're going to do the next part of our presentation. Before then, we call it a day right here at the Packaging Summit. We have a group work discussion that we're going to get into. And upon consultation, I'm going to see whether we're actually getting into it, because I'm looking at the clock. We only have 25 minutes for it. Let me consult from my director, see exactly what we're going to do for that part. All right, it keeps on getting better. Now, waiting for the submissions of our CEO. Was going to come in and give us a way forward and exactly what this particular day means. But just before that then, my director thinks, because we've been here for the entire day and our event has culminated all the way to launching our award, quick submissions from the audience that are going to go into record, and then after that we get the final say then from our CEO for 10 minutes, and then after that we say thank you very much for being part and parcel of this particular event. I'm going to come swiftly to where you are. Quick submissions, and after that we call it a day. All right, can I start with you, Promad? Quick submissions. Any other thing that we might observe going the way forward? As from today, I'll be coming to the youth innovators. I don't know whether we can have one comment from you. Then after that, we move to the rest of the participants who've already spoken, by the way. And then after that, we call it our submission. Do we have anything from the youth innovation desk? Of course, we gotta have something. Thank you very much. Quick one, could be a minute or so. And then after that, we call it quits. All right, here we go. Anything from the youth innovation desk? Could even say what you guys are looking at, what 2023 has in store for us.
First of all, I would like to appreciate the opportunity and the chance for attending all this. And we're dealing with green briquettes that is eco-friendly, and we will be joining and we seek partnership with you as we brand our products. And I learned a lot. What I came here to do is learn and educate myself on the packaging, and it has really helped me. Probably soon I'll come and have a meeting with you. Thank you.
Meetings are going to be hard. I'm just going to pick one quick sentiment again from a youth in the house as well before we move to the other professionals in the building. Any youth who wants to have a word? Saying youth next to me. That's it? All right, gentlemen. Maybe talk even about the packaging that you guys experienced today. That has to be a submission from you. Here we go.
Okay. So today I've learned a lot. The thing that I've heard about the award has made my day, because we are doing something about packaging, and that can motivate me to do something, to work hard on issues about packaging. Yes.
Thank you very much. I would like a scholar to speak to us. When the gentleman next to you have already spoken over and over again, so now I would like to come. So yes, can give us a quick submission of whatever it is that you've observed here today, or what. Just take it away.
Thank you very much. Coming here today, this morning, my main aim was to just make sure that my students come and listen to what packaging is all about, because this semester we've been working on packaging. But I'm really happy to have gotten this opportunity to meet major stakeholders in the packaging industry, to be able to interact with them, and to also make our voice heard. Because I think the most important thing for us as academia is to be able to link up with partners, those that we can work with to further packaging design in Kenya, to make it more relevant, to make it more interactive, and to leave our footprint in the world of packaging. So this was a very pertinent opportunity, and I really thank WPO, IOPPK Kenya, and all the other stakeholders who are here with us today. Thank you very much. We've learned a lot, and I hope we are going to interact more closely going forward. Thank you.
We are going to interact more closely going forward. All right. I'm going to pick one more submission from an industry player. And before I do that, I don't know why I keep on saying Jojo from time to time. Anyway, let me give him, because he's still here. And your question is very specific. I mean, before somebody gets now absorbed into the industry based on packaging, and you've been here today, and we've seen the importance of packaging, we've spoken about that. For someone in your line of business, have you now changed the way you're going to look at packaging? And for any student who's listening to you today saying, I might actually convince him to give me a job just because I might present something around packaging, do they have a chance?
Well, that's a mouthful, but let me put it this way. I think Prof brought it out very clearly about the frustrations of the users. And we are all using this packaging material right from our homes. And we are so frustrated when we are assuming that this is just given. In golf, they say given when you're near the pin. But then, you know, the frustration of the amount of time it takes you to unpack. I think it's now a question of actually just going back to ask from a customer point of view. When one is trying to validate a hypothesis and you want to scale in terms of business, wouldn't it be better to ask the customer, is this what you want? Because when the question is this what you want? And that is what the customer wants. Then it changes the narrative to make it easier for the user, you know, to work hand in hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Finally then, before we cross over to our CEO who's going to tell us the way forward, Pramad, you sat here, you spoke about design. And whatever it is that you presented about was about design, selling design, proper design, cost-effective design, environmentally friendly design. That's exactly what your presentations spoke on. So could you give us your submissions from within the industry? Do you find yourself playing by yourselves? And the other question is, are you already there in terms of design, or indeed there is more that the industry really needs to touch? 2 minutes submission before we go to our CEO to close it.
Okay, thank you. As a label material manufacturer, we are focusing more on the labels stock, which can bring more sustainability, as well as which can help the label designers to achieve their objective. For example, if you're looking to reduce your face stock or the GSM of your paper, but you are looking to get the similar performance, I think it's difficult for a designer to achieve it. But with having the label material designed for that purpose, I think it makes the job easier for the professionals, packaging professionals, and the designers to achieve it. So this is where actually we are looking to bring our expertise, also bringing the different the chemistry and the labels where you can achieve it, and you create more the values in your value chain. So for example, if you are looking to bring a change in your design of the container and how it is going to impact your label performance, probably the answer is available with us. We can help you to innovate new the packaging design, even bringing the new the container design, but there is a label stock available which can help you to achieve the label performance without compromising. But in the overall, you are creating the value by reducing the GSM of your containers or on the labels. So yes, we are actually bringing a lot of innovations on these areas which can help the professionals and as well as the brand owners.
Now, wow. If you ask me, a successful day. In every aspect, we have presented, we've spoken, we've launched, we've seen. So now quickly, in 5 minutes, I want to introduce the CEO, IOPPK, then to tell us the way forward. In 5 minutes, then I introduce one of our directors then to give us a vote of thanks before we break.
Okay, thank you, Simba. We shall also give you a tap. We can all agree is one of a kind for doing this process. Anyway, let me go back to the professors. After we have done everything at the university, they always give us power to read and to read and what? Do. So now, from where we sit, we give you power to to go and read and do. The whole purpose of this normally is to know where to get information when you need it, isn't it? If there's anything I learned from you learned professors was that you know where to get information when you read it. That's why after we have read for 4 or 5 or 10 years, you give us more power to do what? Why don't we close all the books? Because you have taught us enough. So why do you again ask us to go and read and do? So anyway, in my conclusion, I think we are very happy and we are very impressed. This was one of a kind. The journey has started. We are going to do this every year to review the packaging status in the country and to see what we can move the packaging the next level. So I'm sure next year you will still want Mr. Simba to be the MC. Is there a consensus? Mr. Simba to be the MC for the next summit in 2024. That's part of the way forward, isn't it? So the next critical way forward, of course, is engagements. We shall be engaging. You can engage us in our website. We have given you our contacts, so we can be engaging as we continue. And we are going to have a systematic program. Like just before COVID, we had a program with almost the entire country. So we are going to start again to push for sustainable packaging for brands. What I mean is like for sugar, we have the various packs. Are those packs sustainable? So we shall be engaging those and we shall be inviting you to participate. When we look at labels in the export sector with the FPIC, is that packaging going to comply to all the things they have told us today in the EU and what have you? So we shall be engaging each sector, like horticulture, because horticulture FPIC is here, some kind of audit to see where are we when it comes to sustainability. Of course, this is a process, it's not an event, it will continue. So we shall be doing a sectoral perspective, especially the priority areas, the export areas especially, but also the local areas. We shall be looking at labels that are in the market here, whether in foods or in detergents, whether they are going to comply or not. In the level of flexibles, that is a big area. Flexible packaging are those sugar bags, tea bags. Where are we on tea? So we are going to be engaging the tea packers, the brand owners. If it is Ketepa, we say, okay, Ketepa, are you up to date when it comes to sustainability? Can this pack of yours serve the next generation or not? So there will be these engagements. Of course, education programs will continue. We have an annual program with the WPO, which we shall be circulating with you to get what is happening around the world, because packaging is a very, very global thing. Then we shall also be looking at plastics, because there are a lot of issues on plastics. What do we do? What can we do and what we cannot do? So be in touch, patronize education. Then we are going to have this Ken Pack, where you'll be invited. You can get more details on the website. You can see how you can participate. And we shall also be inviting most of you, some of you, to be speakers at our training programs. Like that professor, when we call upon you. We have been having some professors from Nairobi University coming to give some trainings to our students and our industry. So these are some of the programs that we shall be pursuing. You'll see most of them on the website. So I think you know where to get information when you need it. We have WPO itself here. We have African Packaging Organization. We have IOPPK. So you know where to get information when you need it. So we also give you power to read and do all that appertain to packaging. And you can always make a difference in your small place. The other day I was looking at potatoes. You know how potatoes are handled in this country. You know, people have to buy potatoes that are not clean, and then they go and wash them and maybe, what do you call the process of removing the top and all that. You see, that is an opportunity that one can start in a small way. Get the potatoes, if it is in Nyandarua, you clean them, you peel them, and also package. So when they come to Nairobi here, we just cook instead of going through all the processes, or the bananas, wherever they are. So there are a lot of opportunities in packaging, which I'm sure this has just opened the way, and it's just the beginning. The journey of 1,000 kilometers starts with one step, and we have started the step. So we shall be inviting you for the next summit. And another way forward is we have a lot of technology down here from tomorrow, showing a lot of packaging technology. You see, technology, we pass it on by what we are doing, by talking. But tomorrow we have lots of technology down here at the exhibition, who is our key partner. So there will be a lot of materials shown, sustainability issues. You'll meet the stakeholders. You'll meet machinery, so that you see technology in action. So we use that as also exhibitions as a way of passing on the technology. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank the Vice President of WPO, So Hata, we are really glad and privileged to have you here. Please, young ladies, you can imitate You now always want the next president of WPO to be a lady. You know that. I'm always campaigning for that, but I never get a vote from the ladies themselves. So anyway, that's a story for another day. So please aim high. She's risen from where she is. She's now where the packaging decisions and directions are made about packaging in the world. So thank you very much. Please pass my regards to His Excellency the President of WPO, and say how deeply we are grateful for him to facilitate you to come, and we want you to come again and again. So next year we expect you to see again, and we also invite the president to come. If it will not be you, you never know. It might be the next president. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think I can also talk a lot. As she always tells me, I talk too much. So I don't want to continue. We would like just to conclude. So let me invite the MCA, and we also do what he has been doing to us. 10. Pardon? Yeah. Yeah.
What is his profession?
He's a package. You can see how well packaged he is. You know, his credentials. This man is a packaging man. We shall one day give him a packaging award. So we have brought him up. And you see, we had to do a lot of research to make sure somebody who can understand us and understand packaging. We have had a long interaction, long interviews, because you see, if you have to be an MC of packaging, you have to be right in it, and you must understand it, and then you must have the kind of voice that none of us has, the kind of conviction and belief in packaging. So one of these days you can invite him to do world star for you in Düsseldorf, or when we are doing the one in US or in Europe or wherever. So he can really do for you a wonderful job on. So he can also. So he's in communications, but packaging is all about communication. We are trying to communicate. But he's also a TV presenter, so he's many things. He has very many hats. So that is who Mr. Simba is, and we have adopted him to be part of our journey to do this kind of stuff, even when we come to do Kenstar, Afristar, and all these other stars. He will be part of the journey. So he's part of our journey and our partner on a long-term basis. So we have been trying to get people whom we can work with on this journey. So that's why he's Mr. Simba. He roars like a lion. His name is actually Simba. It's called Simba. But it won't bite you. You know, she was worried. So you won't be his lunch or his dinner. So that is who Simba is. So if you have a function and you're under an MC and somebody who can make people get engaged, is quite available. Okay, thank you very much. So maybe the lady of the moment can do the final clap. Can you manage the appreciation of? Yeah, you.
And then you actually, and then just come, and then you close us up with a bottle of thanks. Here.
First of all, you appreciation.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's give him.
Can I show you how to clap for me? Yeah, if you allowed. All right, let's do this then. I was told 10. All right, but now, because this is how we go. I'm gonna show you another one. This is called the cuckoo clap. So chicken never flap twice. They always flap 1, 2, 3. All right. So 10. So the cuckoo is gonna go 10. So it is 1. See this? 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? And then that's when we rain the cuckoo. Let's do this. Okay? All right. Get ready? No, we start like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we rain. Okay? That's it. We shake off the dust for the day. All right. Let's do this. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rain. Shake off the dust. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. At this particular time, we are done. But then I would like to introduce a personal friend of mine who we became friends a long time ago. He saw her one time, interviewed her on TV, we clocked. And then we said, I actually told her, Zippy, you're my friend now. All right? So at this point, just to close the event, let me introduce Zippy, who's going to give us a vote of thanks. You see, I'll only call her Zippy. Hizo maneno zingine, I don't know. And then after that, I'll come back for word of prayer and the national anthem, and then we say thank you. Zippy, your stage.
Thank you. Shall I say good afternoon? It's a real pleasure for me to see this day happen. As everybody has said, it started, we conceived 9 months ago. And today we've delivered a healthy baby, I believe. That's number one. Number two, I also want to say this, that to be a leader, they say, one person has to believe in something and stand up. And once you stand up and you have the second person stand up, start to dance. And once somebody sees it and they stand with you, then the train is off. So I want to thank you to be the second person who has stood up with us, and therefore this train has taken off. I'm happy that you have stayed for the whole day because you believe, I believe that you believe in what we are doing here today. So here we have quality, and don't worry, those empty chairs, let them not bother you at all. It is you who are going to make this thing run. Another thing I want to talk about is that I'm not a very good presenter. I talk a lot, but in front of people I'm not very good. But I'm a very good, what is it called? Executor. I execute. Chanzu, you know that. I execute. So as long as Joseph still allows me to work with him, we will move this thing forward. And we've got plenty of programs that we are running. I think 29th of September we have World Food, what's that called? International World Food Day. Food waste and loss. Yeah, and that's where we met with Lookuptv last year. We had an interview and we talked about food loss and waste. It's an international day. And we talked about it and we talked to people about it. People talk and they don't even know in this country that is a World Food Day. So we've got lots of programs, I think, that we are going to run going forward. We have a lot of work that has come from this function. And we look at you to, we will inform you, we will invite you, we will want you to participate, interact, and be with us as we move forward. We are also requesting that when you have something that you think we can add value to, please let us know so we can work together. No one talks about packaging. Is that true? Is that true? If you hear about Kenya Association of Manufacturers, they'll talk about manufacturing, industry, but have you ever heard them talk about packaging? When you hear people talk about African continental free trade, have you heard? Packaging. They talk about trade, they talk about currency, they talk about language, they talk about trade barriers, tariffs, and packaging. So it's up to us to talk about us. We must talk about us. We must sit at the table. Let us not allow people to sit at the table talking about us when we can talk about us. So we start today and we move it forward. I'm very thankful for the young people in the room. It's a big difference. You can see they look like they're 15 years and below, and we look like we are 15 years and above. So within short, we will not be there. And we want to leave all this knowledge that you see in this room, we want to pass it over to you so that you can move this thing forward. It would be careless of us to get out and we leave nothing behind. That would be careless of us. So it is important that you guys, together with others, talk about us, tweet all those things, and bring other people forward, because we want to leave a legacy behind. So you are very important to us, and I'm very thankful for you to be in this room. Okay. So now, having said that, it's time for vote of thanks. I'm very thankful. Thank you very much to WPO for supporting us very strongly. Thank you, Soha, for coming to support this initiative. I also want to say thank you to IOPPK for believing in this idea. It all started, and Joseph said, "What is that you're talking about? Do it." And and that was it. Then we started to go, "Thank you, Joseph, for that and all the support that you have given." Lookuptv, look at the room. It's actually full of Lookuptv. They are not big, they are small, like we are. And we think like this, that when you're small and small, you can all walk together. So we'll all grow together, and we'll make this thing look big. I want to say thank you very much to the University of Nairobi, Professor Gitau, for representing the university. Look, you've been here from 8 to now, and you've not moved, and we don't take that lightly. Thank you very much to Technical University, Professor, for having a fantastic presentation for us, giving us a different perspective from what we're talking about. And that is what we need. We need people. Packaging, anybody can talk about packaging, by the way, because everybody interacts with packaging. So really, this you don't have to choose. You just have to figure out, how do I interact with packaging, and you'll have something to say. So university, academia, thank you very much. FPIC, Sophie, and your members, thank you very much. Sophie boy, Sophie girl. Thank you very much for bringing your team to us, and we look forward to having more of you. Marketing Society of Kenya was also here, but they left, and they're saying, like this, Joseph, that this is so interactive, they want us to be part of their team. They normally have meetings with manufacturers, like ABL, she said, and all the other people, and they want packaging to come, to be on the table. So that we're happy about. Thank you very much, Pramod, for taking your time and not having much to eat. He's a vegetarian and doesn't eat eggs. There's no food. There's no food. But still, you sat in the room with us all day. Very thankful. Who else is in the room that I have not mentioned my name? Grace. Grace, thank you very much for being here. Grace used to work for Tetra Pak many years ago. And she said, I want to see what you people are doing, so I'm coming. So she came and has been in the room for the whole day. So thank you, everyone. And if I haven't mentioned you, please just take it like that. Go on social media and talk packaging. Packaging is a good thing. For me, packaging has made me. Packaging has made my children. So, is it not a good thing? Yeah? So, packaging has made me. Packaging has made Soha. So it is a good thing to talk about. Yeah. So again, thank you very much. Feel free to get in touch with me. I think that I'm an executor. I execute. So you say something, we'll fix it. In the day, today's whatever. There's a lot of things that we've talked about. We'll fix it. I'm a fixer. So that's my strong point. Yeah. I'm not academia. I'm not. But I'm a fixer. Okay. So thank you. Our new adopted baby. Yes, and you've been fantastic. I mean, all these we call them icebreakers. We call them, is that big name, preposterous packaging. And we came up with the idea, and then he just sort of thought about it and figured out how to execute and make it very, very interactive. So I think in the morning, we probably didn't understand what was going on, but later on we caught up with it. And it went very well. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing us here again next year. So, 20, every year, to another packaging summit. It will be bigger, I believe. It will be better, I believe. Please, let's talk, all of us together, and see how can we make this better. How can we make this day better? What do we have to do? We have to do some more fundraising, so we don't eat coffee in our hands. Maybe next time we'll be sitting in a hotel, in a 5-star hotel, because we'll have raised our own money and we'll have a bigger thing. But this is good. Starting from here is good, and I'm happy about that. Yeah. So thank you again, and yeah.
Zibi, thank you very much. All right. So for her, she's gonna get I'll tell her why we're giving her 4, okay? 4 is heavy though. Let's go. Ta-ta, ta-ta. Are we good? All right. 3, 2, 1. Ta-ta, ta-ta. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part and parcel of the event. I'll request that all of you stand up for the national anthem as we clear this particular event. Technical team, take over. Ready for the national anthem? It's going to take us out. Thank you.
Amkeni ndugu zetu, tufanye sote bidii, nasi tujitoe kwa nguvu, nchi yetu ya Kenya tunayoipenda, tuwe tayari kuilinda, na tujenge taifa letu. Kenya istahili heshima, tuungane mikono pamoja kazini, kila siku tuwe na shukrani.
Guess what? You have delivered on our promise, so all we say is thank you. So all we ask again now is journey masses back to where we came from very early today. If we get there as well, and we're pretty sure that with your help we're going to get there. Again, all we wait to do is a thank you later again today. We pray for this particular event that we've started officially in Africa today. We do believe that this is the beginning of a single step, or rather we'll say, into what is going to be a journey of 1,000 miles. Bless all the countries of our participants today. And next year again, we'll get to meet again. We shall all say, we were in the first one last year, and we are in this one this particular year as well. But above all, forgive us our sins, and don't forget us in the new book of life when you come back again. I pray, believing and trusting in thy name, Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you very much.